Hey everyone, welcome back to the Pokemon Casino. We're going over the prices of Snow Hazard 1 week after release. Let's look into it. Alright everyone, hope you enjoyed that episode on Clayburst yesterday that I put. We're looking at Snow Hazard now, which was released on the same date, but obviously not as hyped or not as exciting because there was no waifu in it, only a gaifu. So let's see how the top 10 cards or top 10 priciest cards in this set have fared from release day to 1 week after. Before we get into the numbers, make sure you click that subscribe button, make sure you click that like button, and leave me a comment. What do you think about these cards? Does it deserve these prices? What do you expect about these price movements? Have you collected any singles or picked up any within a week? And what price did you get it at? Let me know. But let's look into how much a box of Snow Hazard costs right now. So if we're looking at most recent transactions on eBay, it's still a pretty pricey box for this Snow Hazard. I've seen it going for $120, but I definitely think that you can get it for a lot cheaper now. It's a few days afterwards I've checked this price. I believe you can get it probably for like about $80 to be fair, and I think this price will continue to go down, so keep your eye on it if you're interested to open it. Obviously a much more affordable box to open as opposed to Clayburst, just because of the non-waifu contents of this box. But anyhow, let's look into how Snow Hazard has fared, how the top cards have fared. Has it gone down as much as Clayburst? As you saw, Clayburst was down like 70+% on average for most of the cards, it seemed. To be honest, actually, if you look at it in the total, all the cards have been down probably average 60% for the two sets since release. But the lesson here, don't buy things 1 week within release date because it will go down most likely. But now, number 10, we've got Chanpow. This is the SR and the only full art card to be showing up on this list or for Snow Hazard. And right now it's going for $13. As you can see, it's plummeted from $30 per release date to now. I think this is a pretty high price for it as well. I'm expecting probably this will be, what, $7-8 for the SR. I think there is some playability or competitive play elements of Chanpow right now that people are exploring. That's just why it's sort of having a nice, pretty decent price at 13. But I think it will go down over time. Number 9, we've got Yakomo, the DJ SAR. Really cool one as well. Interesting angle looking from like the top where the lights and everything are of Yakomo over there. It's going for $16 right now, which is a pretty fair price, I think, for SAR, but I think it's because it's Gaifu, it's going to be going down. Look at that price drop though, from $60 down to $16. Massive. I hope no one picked it up here that's watching this, and if they did, the lesson learned is don't do that within the first week at least. Number 8, we've got Chanpow again. So you're going to see a lot of Chanpow here because of the playability of this card, I believe. It's going for $24 right now. Again, these roller coaster rides, right? Look at this slide just going down this hill. $75 to $24 for this ultra rare. I love how these cards look. I think they look fantastic. I cannot wait to get a full set of 4 for these ones, but I do think this is going to continue to go down, probably within like the $15 mark around, I would hope, to pick up these cards. Let's see how it goes, but I definitely want this as part of my collection, but I do think this will go down because it's not a waifu, which is unfortunately how the TCG is right now, and because it's not an SAR, which seems to be more appealing to a lot of people, and the gold cards losing a bit of favor. We've got Water Energy at number 7. This one is $28 right now, and I do think this has potential to go up even more, especially if there is obviously a water deck, i.e. Chanpow, that would need this Water Energy. So it's dropped from $60 all the way down to $28 right now, but if I've looked at other gold energy cards before from previous sets, they probably hover around $40 to $50. Depending on how demand that energy card is and what the meta is at that time. So I do think this one is can go up from $60 to $40 to $50. Wouldn't be too bad of a drop. I think this one looks really nice. All of the gold energies do, but that's my price prediction. But what's at number 6? We've got Super Rod here. So we've got basically all of the gold cards out in this set. There were 3 of them. This is Super Rod. It is $28 right now. From $60, it has pummeled down, as you can see, this downward trend. But obviously, if people find this card to be pretty useful in decks and becomes useful in competitive play, I can definitely see this going up. Since you can have 4 in a deck, in a set, you would probably want to have more of these cards, so that could be a catalyst for this one to go up. But who knows? Let's see what people think. Let's see what players think as well for the Super Rod and see how it evolves in play over there. But really nice looking card as well. I love how the Pokeball it's basically its bait. But number 5, what do we got? Chenex SAR, and what a great looking card it is. It is $31 right now, and it has really dropped hard from pre-release date. It's gone from $90 basically down to $30, and it seems like it's not slowing down in terms of its movement down. I think this card looks so good. It really reminds me of like Ghibli Studios anime, like Totoro, that kind of feeling in the forest. Love how green it is. Like I said, these SAR cards of all these legendaries, of the 4 legendaries from Scarlet and Violet, I would want them in my binder. I wouldn't want to sort of grade them or anything like that. Just not that special. Don't want to put that money into it, their investment, but I think they would all look really nice together in a binder together. I do think this will continue going down, probably like $20, $30 mark, maybe even more, since it doesn't seem like many people are interested in it. So good for me. We'll wait to pick it up when it's cheaper. At 4, what do we got? Guacabilly SAR, and this is a bit of a surprise for me. It's at $45, which it's a pretty strong price, and as you can see from the price chart, it's gone from about 95 bucks down to 45. But as of day 2 and day 3, the price is basically not moved at stores. So it seems like stores are trying to fix this price. I'm not sure if inventory is just continuing to build up there, if people is actually demand for it. I think in a few months' time, when we do another price check and look at this set again to see where this card is in terms of price. But my guess is that it's going to go down. I don't know if it's competitive play. I'm not too sure. I haven't heard too much hype around it, but I don't think it's going to be sort of maintaining this $45 level. I think these SAR cards probably fair prices like 15 to 20. If there's some competitive play element to it, maybe 20 to 30. But at 45, it seems a bit overvalued for me. It does look like a cool card. It's not my favorite type of art, to be frank. If it is your favorite art and your favorite card from the set, go for it, right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my cup of tea. So I would probably pass on this. I wouldn't want it in my collection, especially at $45. Massive pass. Let me know what you think about it though. Interesting to hear other people's opinions and thoughts on this card, on the playability, etc. But we're going on to number 3, and it is Grusha SR. So we got the waifu card, and that's right, it's not a waifu, is it? It's a Gaifu card. And Grusha is going for a pretty respectable $52. As you can see from the price chart, this was at 140 plus as a pre-release, and it actually went up above 160 as of the release date. So for a male full art trainer card, that is absolutely unheard of, basically, right? For most of them. We haven't seen this happen in a long time. Maybe the most recent one was probably Giovanni from the Sword and Shield. From I think it was like the second set that was released in that era. But for it to be $52, I think that's really high. I think this will continue to go down like other Gaifu cards at around like single digits, $10. I think there's not much demand for it. I think this will continue to crash. This is only hyped up because of Iono and Clay Burst. I don't think there's any reason why this card would be this expensive, so I'm going to think this one's going to continue to crash and burn. But I do think this card looks fantastic. I love how it's like snowy background. I love Grusha's scarf, actually. I love the Pokeball on the end. If you know where to pick one up, let me know. I think that'd be a really cool scarf to have, even though I won't have much chance to wear it because I live in the tropics in Hong Kong and I'll probably sweat like crazy with it. So, but do let me know if you've ever seen this one. Very creative. But at number 2, what do we got? We've got Chanpow EX SAR. We saw all the Chanpow cards, the secret cards, basically show up as part of this price guide. It's $85 right now. Really respectable, but it has really dropped as well. It was over $180 as a pre-release, and it's only gone down from there. There's a blip of life after day 4. And then I just think it couldn't sustain or maintain that pricing, so it has dropped, and I think this will continue to drop as well. It's great that people want to use this in a competitive deck. I love how cards are sort of supported by the fact that people want it for play, but I do think this is pretty expensive still, so I wouldn't be surprised if it continues to go down. This card actually gives me a lot of Game of Thrones vibes. like White Walkers. I could definitely see it in that sort of element, but I don't know. It's well, I want this as part of my collection, but I will probably wait until it gets cheaper. But at number 1 spot, we've got the Grusha SAR. I'm sure you guys realize that. And remember, a box costs between $80 to $120. You had to pull this card basically to have it being a good idea to pull to open that pack, which is absolutely crazy. I hope this box continues to go down. I do think it will, because I just think people aren't as interested in it, to be frank, because there's nothing really good here except for like maybe Chanpow and a few of the gold ultra rare cards for competitive play. I don't think anything looks really stunning in this one, to be frank. I will want the gold cards, the gold legendaries, Chanpow. I would love the SARs as well, but that's about it. I'm not a big fan of Grusha. I don't think this card looks particularly attractive to me. It is going for $222, which is absolutely insane, especially for a Gaifu card. It is the first maybe popular male SAR Gaifu, but you can see that price drop from $600 as a pre-release down to $222. It did have a bit of a blip over $600 as of day one, but it's only gone down since then, and I do think this will continue to go down even further, sub 100 for sure, maybe even sub 50, I think, for this card. What does that all mean if we look at this all top 10 cards in this set? Everything, if we look at all the drops, everything has dropped around 60% since release or pre-release day. That's basically the equivalent of the average drops from Clayburst as well, which I was really surprised for. I thought Clayburst might drop a bit more. I think Triple Beat was about 60 to 70% for drops, so it's everything around that area. As you can see, nothing has really gone up since pre-release. I think the only one that I remember is like probably Gardevoir EX SAR as part of the, what was it, Scarlet or Violet base set EX that was released in January. Other than that, everything goes down. So lesson learned again. Don't buy anything. I'm going to continue saying that every single video until it gets across everyone's head. But let me know what you think about these sets, guys. I hope you guys found this useful or found it informative. I enjoyed doing this. I think there was so much noise from Clayburst that I wanted to separate these two sets and not have it overshadow Snow Hazard, which is respectable in its own right. So if you guys are going to be opening up packs, I wish you fantastic RNG. Remember to click that subscribe button if you haven't already and you want more of this kind of content, openings, Pokemon news. Really appreciate your time. Until the next video, bye-bye.